You may have seen my last update video telling you that what I'm going to commence to do today is de-grot the inside of the Bootstrap Banger. I'm sat in there now. It's less unpleasant than it was before because I hooved out a mouse nest. So if you haven't seen that video, then do check it out. But I'm going to need to take the seats out. I'm going to need to give them a really good kind of carpet clean, wet vac. Give the actual carpet itself a good clean and wet vac. Just the plastics are all grim and minging, so they all just need a good clean. There's loads of mould around. In fact, let me show you what I'm working with. So as you can see, it's not, it's not horrible, but it's just grimy. Everything's just a bit grimy. The seats are a bit mouldy. The door cards are all just got years of layers of rubbish on it. The car's been sat, but I don't think it'd been cleaned properly in a good little while anyway. There's mould on the sun visors. There's mould around the kind of roof liner as well, and it's just kind of a familiar theme throughout the whole car. So it just needs a really good clean, a really good de-grot. I might try and start to stick some of these trim issues back and get them all sorted out. But I mean, it's just like years of built up grime, so it just needs a really good valet. I've got this really dodgy custom kind of instrument cluster going on. It kind of looks like something's been in there chewing, but I don't see how it could have been. I don't know, is that just sun damage? I don't know. I mean, it's only a sticker, that shouldn't really affect anything. I don't think it'd be an MOT fail, so I'm going to leave it for the time being, but I'm going to have to sort something out for that. I know I'm not going to have a code for the stereo, so if anybody's watching this can help me out with that, that would be bloody brilliant. I don't even know if the little clock works. So yeah, so there's loads of stuff to do to get on and degung this car. So yeah, so watch along, and I'm just going to crack on with it really. So getting these seats out is easy enough. It's literally just two 10mm bolts at the front, one each side, and three 10mm bolts at the back with a plastic cover. Before you do any of that, you need to just wrestle this little bit of trim off with your trusty little trim removal tool, and then inside there's a clip. Now the battery on this is completely dead, so I'm not bothered about it, but if you're doing this job at home, always disconnect your battery and wait at least 5 minutes, because this clever little clip here is to do with the supplementary restraint system. For those of us in the car community that know what I mean by that, is if you don't undo your battery, you might have something go bang in your face, like a side impact airbag or a pre-tensioner for a seatbelt, the kind of pyrotechnic bolts. And that isn't just scary when it happens, it's really expensive to fix as well. So for the sake of 5 minutes, don't rush into this job. Just disconnect your battery and let that energy dissipate. Right, onto the other side. I'll get these out and start cleaning them up. Oh, and I found 5p as well, so the car's already starting to pay me back, so that's a bonus. Stick that in the kitty, buy some parts for that. This side fought me a fair bit more, but the happy news is I found 52p, so I'm now 57p up on this job, which is a Brucey bonus, because I'm about to spend money on the car. I've gone and bought myself a tin of this. If you haven't watched the video on pricing this up, then I think I've done a YouTube short by now anyway, I meant to. So I've paid £7 for this, could have got it for £6, but to get like some specialist auto stuff was like £10 for less volume. And actually this was £10 on Amazon as well, so £7 from Sainsbury's. At least I've got my nectar points, but it would have been £6 from Tesco's. So hey ho, what do you do? Right, so I'm going to give this a proper hoover inside now that I've got really good access, and I'm going to start getting some of that onto the carpets and onto the two seats, and they've come out fine. They don't look too bad, to be fair, so I'll just tilt them back so I can get down into here where it is quite grimy, to be fair. And one of my neighbours has done me an absolute solid, so I've got a big carpet cleaning wet vac. He's come and lent me his Vax spot wash, which is bob on for this job, absolutely perfect, so delighted by that. So thank you, Rich. He's also just promised me that he will subscribe, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, because Rich has, and he's helping me out with the job. What a legend. Cheers, Rich. See you in a bit. Results of this are a bit crap. 600mm, good coverage on that seat, and I've kind of run out for this seat, so I've got nothing left to actually do the carpet of the car. Probably needed 3 cans of this, which It's a bit expensive for the Bootstrap Banger. If I'd known it was going to run out, I'd have definitely been less liberal on the driver's seat. I'd have started on the passenger's seat. Although the driver's seat was dirtier, it's had more use. But I certainly would have saved some for down here. Because when I've looked around, it's kind of been damp down here. It's a little bit mouldy, and I think that's actually mouse piss. And I think that's been contributing towards my damp issues. The actual carpet itself isn't too bad. Annoyingly, on my little shop vac, which has definitely seen better days. Where is she? Hetty. The high power button has stopped working. That's happened to me before. I can't remember off the top of my head what you need to do to fix it, so I'll get into that later, but I'm not going to mess about with it now. So it's just taking a bit longer to vacuum stuff out, but I am properly annoyed about that. And I've also got bits coming off my roof as well, which isn't very helpful. So yeah, update on the Banish, not ideal. I've got a brushless, it is a brushless drill. I've got a battery drill, I was going to say, and I've got a couple of these little attachments. So I'm going to give these these seats a really good going over now. I'll just focus my time on these before this dries off. Then I'll wet vac these and I'll turn my attention to the interior. It also says that you should check on an inconspicuous part of cloth that the product doesn't damage it. Yeah, I've just read that on the label, so a bit late now, but again, for your benefit in the future, don't do what I've just done. I'm probably more worried about knackering up the finish on the windows, to be honest, but I better get that cleaned up before Mrs. Cherish Cars comes home. See you in a bit. So the less looking gunky and more looking patchy now. There's a bit of a dark spot there. This side's okay, there's a little bit of a light spot, so interesting. Pretty sure it'll say on both products don't mix them, but I've had a little bash with this, and actually, to be honest, it's worked out really well, so maybe I should just use that from the get-go. Anyway, I'm going to give the spot a go now and see what these come up like. I don't think I've caused any damage. Those wheels are quite firm plastic, so we'll see what that looks like, but I don't think I've caused any damage. But the wheels are quite, these seats are quite wet now, so I think we'll get quite a lot of moisture out, and it'll be interesting to see what colour it is. So I've got my full clean tank with some cleaning solution in it. I've got my empty dirty tank. We'll see what colour that water looks like. I don't think it'll be translucent. Let's have a look in a minute. So I kind of feel like I'm only halfway through this job. Yeah, it's a bit of a nose. It's quite exhausting. I'm tired, grumpy, haven't eaten anything, need a cup of tea. They're definitely looking better, but they're patchy and they need another good going over, and it's just taking bloody ages, and I'm just really bored of it. And I haven't even started working on the back seats, and I haven't even started working on the carpet. So if you ever watch these car videos, car flipping videos, flip your way to the top and all that stuff, and you think, oh, that looks easy, honestly, what an absolute nose. Not particularly enjoying this. I much prefer spinning spanners to cleaning cars. Anyway, I'll stop whinging and get on with it. This little vac spot wash, or the Bizzle equivalents or whatever, really good actually. And to be honest, I think I probably would have sacked off the Banish foam can and just got on with this one, because it's bringing up, I've been working on this one a bit more, and this had less of the with the Banish product on it, and it's definitely coming up as well as, if not better than that one, which is probably a bit wetter, so it's still darker, but I can still see quite a lot of grime in it. So yeah, save yourself some money, just use a carpet cleaner, it's what it's there for. We're on like the third or fourth pass of these seats and I'm getting properly bored, so I'm going to get the kids onto this in a minute because I think the worst of the toxic stuff's off them. But I thought I'd just film a little bit of this because there's still so much yuck coming out of these seats, it's unreal. So check this out. Now I know some of that colour change is just because it's drying up and the liquid's kind of coming out and the darker bit's wetter, but God, every now and then you just hit a little patch and it just goes brown. It is minging. So it's definitely working, I'm definitely getting stuff out. Unfortunately, because I've used so much product, it's a bit of a snow foam in there, but you can see the colour of the foam, it ain't clean. So yeah, I'm going to get these up, get these kind of cleaned up a bit more, get the kids on it, get number one son on this, I think, and number two son, just to do a quick hoover on my Insignia. I'm going to go out and look at this car in about half an hour, so I might just turn my attention to the interior trim and have a bash at that, so I feel like I'm making some progress. That plan spectacularly failed. The lazy little bastards don't want to do anything but play on their computer games. I get it, they've been swimming, but yeah, that's disappointing, isn't it? So it's going to be a long day. If the state of this car wasn't apparent before, check this out. Look how minging that water is. Oh my days. That is just proper grime. And that's all just come out of two seats and maybe not even half the carpet, maybe a third of the carpet. Right, gonna get on with the rest of this now and get this done because I'm running out of time. blast on the door cards. They're coming up all right. I mean, they are really grimy, but I mean, from half a metre away, they look okay. Yeah, some of this is just kind of scratched in, so it's going to be really hard to shift. Just use a bit of the older Halford's dash and trim and that Demon fabric from earlier. The Demon fabric's come up really well actually on the actual fabric bit, so that's quite good. And inside's looking all right. I've just smashed the low level stuff quite hard with the drill bit, just to try and knock off as much grime and rubbish as I can. I'll do the rest of the interior, like the high level stuff, I'll do probably after I put the seats back in, to be honest. It just makes it a bit easier. Although I probably will knock off the worst of the mould while I've got really good access, because I don't really want it all falling into my face. So yeah, so I'm just going to wet vac the back quarter of here and the front side to that, smash the other side quite hard again, and yeah, get onto the back seats. There's still loads to do before today's over and I'm running out of time. The rear seats have come up pretty good actually. There was a really bad kind of coffee stain over this side and it's stained the carpet below as well, so that all seems to have come up. This side was kind of towards where the mouse was, so I've given it a bit of extra focus. But yeah, I have to say, like, these are looking really good, but it's come at a bit of a cost. I mean, look at the state of this. Look at that water. Oh my days, it's grim. So let's get rid of that. Oh, a bit windy today. Look how nasty that is. Absolutely gopping. Ugh. Yuck. Right, let's go again, do a bit more. Having a bit of a mare filming the interior. You can see that side is done. Still got this bit here to do. Just smashed on a bit of the diamond fabric, agitated it with the drill, and then used the Vax wash just to spray the solution on, and then bring it up with the, you know, just take it up with the take-off kind of nozzle. That bad boy. It's a bit of a through breeze today, which is great for drying the car, but it means there's little bits of fluff and rubbish being thrown into the car, which is a bit annoying. Carpet is still quite damp. Actually, it's drying off okay there. So yeah, still got that passenger footwell to do. I still got the interior door card on the passenger side and the kind of underside of all of the dash to do. And I'm going to call it a day. We've got people coming over tonight and I've got to cook, so I really do need to crack on. So I haven't filmed loads of this, but I don't want it to be a super long video anyway. So I will get all of this done, get that side done, and then do a quick outro. See you in a few seconds. Okay, so the car's pretty much had its clean now. I need to do the boot mats. I'm going to do them tomorrow. I want to start getting stuff away now, sort myself out, have a shower, start cooking for tonight. I mean, it's come up a treat, to be honest. There's still a few like marks on the centre console I haven't managed to get off. There's a few little scuffs, but I mean, it's an old car. It's not been very well looked after. It's not had a clean like this for some time, I can tell you. All in all, door cards are all right. I think I'll be able to probably glue that down. Obviously let everything dry properly, and then I can start looking at fiddly stuff like that. The back's all looking good. I've left this bit of carpet out in the corner just so it dries properly. That was the corner that smelt a bit, so I've given that absolutely loads of the cleaning fluids. Back seat has come up really nicely, I think. It's all really nice and straight and clean up. The underneath is absolutely mint. The actual bodywork is brilliant on this. These scabby little bits, I am going to get some treatment on them tomorrow, because I just don't like leaving stuff like that for any time. It's pretty bad behind there as well. I know I'm going to need to weld this side, so it's just a temporary fix to stop it getting any worse. The rest of that wheel arch is really good, so that's decent. So yeah, door card's all okay. This side's pretty good. Again, door card's not great. There's a bit of, I don't think I'll wet vac these back ones actually. I'll do that tomorrow. Before I hand the wet vac back over to my neighbour. But you know, the actual door card itself is nice and straight. No damage on this one. The top of the other rear one's just coming away slightly in the middle. Don't know if you can see that, but yeah, all really nice and straight and clean. Obviously this side's had the most wear because, you know, it's the driver's side. Door card's okay. It's come up reasonably well, to be fair. Is still a bit grimy. There's a few bits where it's been kicked or knocked or whatever, scratched, but yeah, it's okay. I wet vac that, it's come up really nicely. And yeah, the actual carpet itself it's in really good nick. It's come up really nice. Before I put the seats back on, this actually goes through to the ground. You can see my hand under there. There you go. So I'll make sure that's all nice and clean, and I'll clean the bolts as well because it's slightly rusty. I mean, nothing shocking. I'll just give the threads a bit of a clean, and put it all back together. I'm going to leave it apart tonight and just let as much air circulate around as possible, but I'll take out as much of what's inside here as I can, but get all the bits inside the car just so they're out of the way. So yeah, so really good, happy with that. Haven't done anything high level, so again, I'll give that a good go tomorrow. There's a few bits of mould, but in general terms, I'm really happy with how today's panned out. That's it for today's video. I'll get the next one out probably in a few days time, but it'll be for me tomorrow. So tomorrow is finishing off those bits of cleaning, the last few bits, and getting the car put back together. It's going to be dry overnight and tomorrow, so kind of 9-10 degrees, so it's actually quite good weather for doing something like this. It should all dry through okay. Then tomorrow I'm going to get the car up in the air, get the wheels off, start looking at the brakes and the suspension properly, have a look at, get the 2 rear wheel arch liners out so I can have a look at the extent of the rust at the back of the sills. I really do want to fix that as soon as possible because I don't want that to get any worse. Depending on what the brakes are like, that's going to determine where we go with next. You know, if the brakes are okay, if that brake salvo is salvageable, servo, so if that brake servo is salvageable, then actually, do you know what, this is not far off a ticket. Well, I think we'll see what the tester says, but otherwise it might be a bit more involved. It might take another week or two, but yeah, this is coming together really nicely. A really good buy, exactly what this channel is all about. This car was someone's cherished pride and joy. It's fallen by the wayside. I've given it a little bit of a light touch DIY SOS, and it's coming back together. Lovely. I can't wait to get this on the road. Cheers for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. 97% of my viewers are not subscribers, so if just 1 or 2% of you did subscribe, that'll make a huge difference to the channel. So please do click subscribe if you've got a YouTube account. If you don't, it's free to set up. It doesn't cost anything. It makes a huge difference. Many thanks. See you on the next video.